Hello, everybody. I've had a few people to ask me how much I'm going to charge for my Doodle puppies. Excuse me here. How much I'm going to charge for my puppies. The short answer is I'm not sure. The right answer is a minimum of $2,100. Now stick with me and I'll explain a few things. Okay, so how much would you want to pay for a golden doodle? So you have to think about all the things that factor into the price of a golden doodle. First of all, there's the stud fee, because I don't own my male and I'm having to search for the perfect male. I have to match it up with its genetic testing and a lot of other things like that with my female. My female is going to be, both of them are going to be pretty easy to figure out, because so far their testing has been really, really good. So I don't have to breed anything out except the ichthyosis gene. Okay, so the cost to breed a healthy golden doodle female, the stud fee can be $2,000 to $3,000. Now, initially I did find a male. I think it was in Oklahoma. I'm not sure. It was the right color. It was clear ichthyosis, and that stud fee was $1,500, but I don't know how long they had that up. And in that case, I have to factor in, if I artificially inseminate, I have to ship the stuff to the vet's office for the vet to inseminate. So that's going to probably get me $2,000 to $3,000 for a health-tested male in good health. Oh, this was as of June 2022. So how much is a golden doodle in 2022? Prices are like a wide range for a few reasons. Almost 4 years ago, I paid $1,500 for Roxy. Now, I paid $500 down and for a non-refundable deposit. And to my knowledge, she was not health tested. I'd not heard of people really doing that a whole lot. Maybe they did in AKC. I don't know. But she hadn't been health tested. And she was AKC registered, but I did not send in her AKC papers because I had her spayed at 6 months old. I wasn't planning on raising doodles until I experienced one. And also, I'm I guess you could call hobby breeder. That will come into the story later, but that's just a name that I feel like people put on people. And I'll explain that a little bit later as I go through my notes. So anyway, I paid $1,500 for Roxy, and that was almost 4 years ago. She was not health tested. I don't remember if I met the male, but I had a really good recommendation about her, the breeder I got her from. She had one house dog that she bred a few times, and everyone knew about the quality of the puppies that Honey had. And so I waited 3.5 years to make my decision, and then I did it. I went ahead and bought one, and I have not been sorry. So, on the lower end of the price range across the internet, you can expect to pay a golden doodle puppy for as cheap as $500. Now, I've seen them for $650. But these puppies may not be a better bargain, because they're bred poorly and they tend to have unforeseen health issues. So, you know, if you've ever had a dog and you just bought it, maybe you saw an advertisement in the paper, your local paper, or maybe you found out about somebody that had litter puppies, or you wanted one for Christmas and somebody got you one. Honestly, if they're not health tested and you don't really know much about them, they may not come out to look like you want them to look. I've seen some golden doodle puppy litters online that look just like golden retrievers, only they're small, super small. They're not even anything like a golden doodle. If that doesn't matter to you and doesn't disappoint you, that's okay. But if you don't, at least make sure the parents of the puppies are health tested and the puppies have a little bit of health testing. You're likely to get your heart broke. You're going to get them cheaper, but you may be paying for no telling what kind of vet bills very soon. You don't even know if they're going to have seen a vet when you get them, if they're going to be wormed. I mean, most people generally do that, but I bet you there's still people out there that don't. They just sell the puppies and go on. On the opposite end of the price range is a completely trained golden doodle. We're talking probably housebroken, obedience trained, maybe service dog, I don't know, but those can be $12,000. They come from health tested parents and have the best of everything, which mine do too. But anyway, the average cost for a doodle is anywhere from $2,500, a golden doodle. There's all kinds of doodles, but I'm saying a golden doodle. $2,500 to $5,000. But even then, there's a big difference between what you get when you pay that price. What you'll get for the price you pay, prices are all different. For a doodle mini, they're usually more, or standard. Now, I deal only with the standards because that's what I like, and I'm not going to be all over the map with all these different kinds of breeds, and I'm not one to live my life with puppies. You know, I mean, I love them. I don't want to have 6 or 8 adult females because they're going to have to live in my house. And my house, I do have 4 bedrooms, but I think 2's plenty. I've got 3 dogs, but 2 breeder females are plenty. So anyway, most people want a puppy when they decide to get a golden doodle, and I think that's a wise choice at times. And these are usually acquired from a breeder. If you've never bought a puppy, you should do your research before you buy one. I've had this experience, I'm sure other people have, but the breeder you deal with will probably make a big difference on the health, training, and their ability to learn. And having said that, there's 4 types of breeders. There's a backyard breeder, which people have named people that. That's the cheapest dogs you can about get. I've seen them for $650. Now, this person sells pups, advertised usually as just for sale, and that's all it says. Puppies for sale, golden doodle. I have whatever puppies left, and I've sold this many puppies. You can look at that litter, if they've got pictures online or whatever, and you can tell the difference in how they look. You can tell. Some of them look just like a dog, and some of them look like a golden doodle. Some of them, I've got a video about how a golden doodle coat evolves. So you can't really go by that. But if somebody has not health tested and has not breed tested and does not have the parents available for you to see, or at least a picture of the dad, those are all red flags. You're going to maybe get the golden doodle you've dreamed of, or you maybe are not going to. That said, we bought Paris and Bougie from a family in Tennessee, and they just had a female that was their house dog, and the neighbor, they are all military people. They live on base. They had a poodle next door. They were all friends. The poodle was CKC, and the golden doodle was CKC, but I don't believe either one of them have ever turned in their papers. So I told them that wasn't a big deal. Actually, when I was trying to find my own golden doodle, I had a lot of people, I'd ask them, are these CKC registered? And they'd say, well, what difference does that make? Well, I thought it made a big difference because I know that, you know, if you go all the extra mile to test and to prove and to show the parents and this and that, then you're pretty well going to have a good quality dog. So with that said, I had Paris and Bougie CKC registered. I had to jump through a lot of hoops. I had the parents' names and I had the numbers that came on their papers, even though those people didn't send in the dogs. But I had Bougie and Paris DNA tested, and they were a cross of a golden doodle poodle. And then I sent that DNA testing into the CKC at their request. I had several pictures of them from different angles that before they got groomed, so they could tell nobody had cut their hair like a golden doodle. I had Embark and Orivet to DNA test them as far as breed and health, and they have those numbers on their papers. I had that done. And then, after all that, I had to turn in the names of the people I bought them from, their microchip number, their vet number that microchipped them, my puppies, you know, and everything you could ever, just whatever you think of, that's what I had to do. And I was happy to do it, and so they're super provable CKC registered. So then, if you get a dog from somebody who's just got puppies for sale, they're probably not going to have any health tests done. Oh, by the way, I've got Bougie and Paris's parents' pictures before the breeding and after that the owners had taken themselves. I even had that. I don't think I have permission to post them, but I don't think they'd care. We're in touch with them. But I may put them at the end of this video. I don't know. I may give them by request, whatever somebody wants to do. But anyway, if you have no health testing, you have no lineage, this can be done through DNA testing. But if the people don't want to pay for it, you're going to get a cheap dog and you're not going to know anything about it. You're not going to know about its health. So these kind of breeders spend as little money as possible. They don't give you a health guarantee. Sometimes they'll give you 30 days. Sometimes they give you 7 days to take the puppy to the vet once you take it home. Sometimes they haven't even taken it to the vet. So all those things will make it cheaper. But in the long run, it's going to either give you a broken heart and a lot of expense at the vet or worse. So, there'll be no contract. Like, you know, some people, I'm probably going to have a 2-year health guarantee on my puppies. They won't have anything like that. You're just buying a puppy, and I've done that. Sight unseen. If you don't take it to the doctor in so many days, we won't give you another puppy. You know, they'll tell you they will, but they don't have to. Okay. Sometimes they'll have pictures of the parents or the mom and the puppies, and they're not very good pictures usually. But don't just go by pictures, because they could use anybody's pictures. Don't just go by papers, because they could use anybody's papers. I could have had more than the CKC to do that to me. So, and I knew good and well this was a puppy mill that I didn't really know such a thing existed when I was in my early 20s. But these people just scratched up any kind of paperwork. I don't know if these dogs had already died and they was using their papers or whatever. But that really doesn't mean anything to me without some health testing and some proof. Okay, so then if they do have pictures of the parents, don't just go by pictures. Don't buy a dog if you can't go see where it lives, because I've done that. And that one was Alaska, one of my bulldogs. They met me at the airport at St. Louis. They flew her to me. And I offered over and over to come to their home. I said, no, I'll drive to Kansas City and get her. No, we don't do that. We don't really do it that way. We send the dogs. I should have known, but I wanted her so bad that I went ahead and just did it. And yeah, they all three got cancer, but she got hip problems early in life. And then we just dealt with her and took her and got her pain medicine and stuff. So, also, puppies that you don't know where they came from can have emotional issues. They can have severe separation anxiety, message. They can have, storm fears. I mean, any dog can, but you're running a higher risk of problems if you get a cheaper puppy. And the term backyard breeder is a term that these kind of people fall under. They just got a female and they see how much somebody can get out of a puppy. Theirs may be worth $500, but they may be figuring, oh, I'm going to charge this much and I'm not going to spend a penny on good food, good vet care, good health testing, good health proof, breeder proof, and so on. And they end up getting stuck with all the puppies. And the puppies, bless their heart, don't tell them what they end up in. So these are all red flags you want to watch for. Don't get your heart broke because you had your heart set and then you found out after it was too late that you got the wrong dog. And always look for them to have an umbilical hernia. Make sure. That's real common in puppies, any kind of puppy. And look at their belly and see if they got a little bulge there. And if they do, that's an umbilical hernia. It can be fixed with surgery, but why do that? If you can make sure, ask them, does this dog have a hernia or any hernias? And that's common, but if you're thinking about ever breeding or getting the breeding rights, I don't think that'd be a good idea to have that. Okay, so these kind of people also don't use a contract at all. They don't offer any health guarantee for the puppy. They don't ask you questions about, do you have the money for this dog? Do you have a place? Is everybody in the family on board? Do you have room to exercise it? Or are you willing to walk this dog? And all the things that might cause you to have a problem. See, people blame their dogs And they'll say, oh, this dog is so hyper. This dog is this dog is that. If they get bored, they will get anxiety issues. And I don't mean every time it's the person's fault. But I've done it myself with these two here that wrestle all the time. If I don't let them outside and exercise, take them out, throw the ball, take them out, walk around the yard with them or whatever. They've got an acre and a half. I mean, I don't need to walk them on a leash anywhere. But if I don't do that, they start acting up and running around too much in the house, knocking my furniture around. Because, I mean, they weigh over 65 pounds apiece. So, you know, that's not a good place to wrestle. Anyway, if they don't ask you questions about who's your vet, can you afford to go to the vet, do you go to the vet, is all your family on board with it, have you got help, do you work too much to have a dog, all these things, that's a red flag. They're just wanting to sell you a puppy no matter what. If they can't produce any health records for any of their dogs, the parents or the puppies or anything, that's definitely a red flag. And if they don't require a spay or neuter contract, that's a little bit of a red flag. But I'm not necessarily against that if the person is qualified or is already a breeder that's reputable. I'm open to that, because I have a little bit of a problem with people that want to tell you you can't breed a dog, but they do it, you know. But I get why they do it. But you're not going to very often find a Doodle in a shelter anywhere unless somebody's actually just ruined it or don't need it anymore or whatever. Because most puppies, when you buy one from a reputable breeder, they're willing to take the dog back if it's not working out for any reason. And then they rehome, you know, the breeder rehomes the dog. So, I don't know. But anyway, that's a red flag. Puppy mills are self-explanatory what they are. They don't put the parents or the puppies' health first. They won't let you see where the puppies live at all. They'll make you stand outside, or they'll meet you somewhere, or they're at their mom's house, or they work so much they're going to just meet you in a parking lot at Walmart. No, don't do that. You're going to get a sick dog maybe, or a stolen one. Don't do it. Or you might get one and you get to the vet and it's already microchipped, because a lot of the breeders now are chipping these puppies when they go home. I am either going to do that or I'm going to do that myself. A lot of the breeders are educating themselves into, you know, and they were doing it themselves. I didn't know they'd even do that young, but I've recently found that out, and I'll probably just get my vet to do it. I mean, we're getting to be quite close now. I've had the same vet, by the way, for probably over 10 years. They're 5 minutes from my house. So anyway, if you don't get to see where the puppies come from, if you don't get to know the breeder, if you don't know people the breeder knows that can vouch for their character, red flag. They need to have a little bit of some generation history. Now, all I'll have on mine to start out with is Roxy and Bougie's parents, not Roxy, Paris and Bougie's parents, and then the puppy's parents will be Paris, Bougie, and whoever the male is. Because I'm just starting out with this, my generation and my breeders. So, that's what mine will have, but I'll be totally upfront with that. I've got vet records on top of vet records. I may even have my vet to write something out about us and about our puppy's health. But believe me, it'll be made clear what they had done for them. The puppies mills just charge less, and then they don't have to spend money, and they make money, and they don't have to guarantee anything. And those poor little puppies, it's not their fault. But I've seen them, you know, they'll runt all the way up. And like when they're born, you should weigh them every day and write it down. If you notice one's losing weight, it's not getting as much milk, and you need to make sure it's eating more. Don't let it fall off like that. And then if that doesn't help, you need to find out what's wrong with it. But anyway, when you buy from puppy mills, you'll get dogs, like I said, that don't have any health testing or very little. They'll not be socialized. They'll not be handled. They'll not be started on housebreaking. They might be sick. They might not have proper vet care until the purchase, the day that they send them home with you. They might take them in there and get the whole bunch checked for worms or, you know, the necessary shots, and that's it. Some breeders do their own shots, and I guess that's okay, but, you know, you still there, you don't have a vet record. So anyway, you may not get the right genetics for low shedding or hypoallergenic traits. Now, just like mine, they've both been tested 2 times each. And they have the low shedding gene, the lowest of the low shedding gene, and they're hypoallergenic. I mean, some places Gana says don't even guarantee that, and don't guarantee non-shedding, just say low shedding, because you never know, there can be a little fluke there. But mine, if I match them up to a male that's loaded on shedding, and poodles are hypoallergenic anyway, so mine will be poodle cross with the Golden Doodle moms. So, is $2,800 cheap for a puppy? No, it's not, and prices do vary, but even if puppy mills are advertising for just under $3,000, even in some cases, who knows how much they've spent on the dogs? I mean, people by the hundreds get on the internet and they advertise with all these different, I don't want to name any company, but you know what I mean. You can get on there and look and find all kinds of puppies for sale for a lot cheaper than breeders that you can sell them for. But you don't have any of the health guarantee. And if you do, if you get somebody to sell you one for $650 with all this genetic testing, God bless you. But I'm already, as of June, $5,300 into mine. So, you know, I don't mind it a bit. We knew we was going to have to do that going into this. But anyway, they might sell all kinds of different breeds of dogs too when you get them like that. It's just people that raise this kind, that kind, the other kind, and they don't know much about any of the breeds. They also can't answer any questions that may arise about the puppies. They sell the puppies and send them home younger than 8 weeks. They don't have any kind of health records on the parents or the puppies. There's no vet available for you to call and check about. You know, anything that might have had going on with the moms or the dads or the puppies. So, these kind of people always have puppies for sale. That's something else you want to avoid. Now, hobby breeder, which is what I guess they put me in a category of, is someone that wants to do breeding on a small scale and might have 1 to 2 breeding females, me. They're part of their family. That's us. Our dogs are our family, always have been our whole life. They most of the time have F1 or F1B Golden Doodles, especially if they've been breeding for a while. Now, I won't have any F1s on purpose because they shed a little more, and I'm all about the low shedding. So F1B for me is what Roxy is, and you can do F1BB, I think. You can just keep getting till you've almost got 100% poodle, and I want to avoid that too. But anyway, all that, you can look at the animal genetic testing and, you know, kind of narrow that hair shedding thing down. That's really what got me to wanting to doodle, was the non-shedding. And so a good hobby breeder will educate themselves. They'll go to seminars. They'll take online courses. Like I've went through Breeders Boot Camp online. Cost me $300. Was well worth it. I've got lifetime access to all the information. They use a mentor, someone that knows a little about breeding dogs, and a hobby breeder understands health testings. And now I'm learning on that. I know that health testing is important, and all the colors and the mixtures of colors and stuff, I'm still learning that. But if what I don't know, I'm seeing a reproductive vet with the girls, and I'm going to make sure if I don't understand it, they do. That's how I'm doing that. Because you know what? Everybody has to start out and has to learn. Everybody's not born knowing everything, but there is no one any more dedicated to the health of their dogs and to having healthy puppies than me. Now, that's just the fact. So, a hobby breeder understands that a dog's well-being is very important, and they promote that, and they're hard to find. Like me, I was so happy to find someone that just used their house dog for a few litters of puppies, because I feel like those are just awesome dogs, you know? I mean, Erin, the lady that raised Roxy, she had you know, probably 4 litters. And then she had another female Golden Doodle before that, but the neighbors shot the dog with a BB gun. Don't ever do that. Shot it because it was in their yard. And they lived out in the country, but this dog ended up losing its whole shoulder joint and had to be put down because somebody shot a dog that was that good. But anyway, she ended up retiring, honey, and she works in a foster children home. She's a service dog there now, and that's Roxy's mother. So hobby breeders are pretty cool if they put, a lot into it. They're hard to find, but just ask around, do homework, search around on the internet. You'll find somebody that knows somebody, and you'll be able to get it done. Hobby breeders only do 1 or 2 litters a year. That, of course, provide health testing, DNA breed testing, a contract with a health guarantee, which, as I said, mine will, if everything pans out, they'll be bred and they'll have a 2-year health guarantee against the major illnesses like hip dysplasia, heart trouble, kidney trouble, liver trouble, blindness, all the things you check a golden doodle for. Blindness, what else is it? The dry nose, all that stuff. So, let's see, what else did I want to say? Okay, I'm considered a hobby breeder by definition of people's opinion, and it is a good hobby, and it's my hobby. Dogs are my hobby, but the price range for a hobby breeder's puppies is between $3,000 to $4,000. Mine, I'm still not sure until all testing is done. They can never 100% say no hip dysplasia, I don't think. But they can look and they give you a number to tell you how likely your dog is to have that problem in the future. And a lot of dogs get that from injuries, or they get it because they're just genetically inclined to it. But mine, on their DNA testing from their saliva, that said they were clear, no variant on that. We'll see what the x-rays say. So I'm in between a hobby breeder and a quality breeder, which is the highest thing, actually, because a quality breeder takes pride in the dogs that they produce. They select the best mating pairs. That's what I'm doing. This is done by health testing, and they truly love the breed of dog that they're raising and they're selling. And they put their health before profit. And I'm starting to think I probably won't make a profit, but I'm all right with that. I may produce 1 litter and never do it again. I don't know. It's just going to depend on how stressful, how hard it is on my girls, if any, if they don't like being a mother. I mean, this thing's going to be open-ended until I see how it pans out. And I'm not going to do guardian homes, I don't believe. I think I'm not going to do that, where someone else owns the dog, but they let you, they get it for you, you take care of it, they just get the puppies off the dog until it's retired, and then that's it. It's spayed and it's your dog, but I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that yet. They don't breed, a quality breeder does not breed a dog that's not healthy enough, which is what I'm also working on now. Started out with this thing, checking the health, and every time I knew in my heart if they were not healthy enough at that test, at that milestone, there wouldn't be any breeding them. Quality breeders knowledgeable about the breed, and they belong to clubs like Ghana, which I'm trying to get into, but my dogs are not old enough for the testing, as I've said before. They strive to meet Golden Doodle standards as outlined by Ghana. They require dogs to be returned to the breeder if they're unable to keep it for any reason. And before you choose a breeder, high prices doesn't mean quality. Health testing or good living conditions are what you're looking for. So on the quality breeder side, the only thing I think I'm lacking there is that I don't have several generations and champion breeding pairs because I've not been doing it long enough. And I don't even know if I will. So the short answer after all that article is this. My puppies will be a minimum of $2,100. I'm not sure yet if there'll be a non-refundable deposit because I don't really want people to get one of my puppies if they don't really want it. And if you got to force them to want it by making them pay a deposit, I'm not sure. I'm still on the fence about that. But anyway, $2,100 is what they charge all the way up to $12,000, and these are people I've seen that pretty much raise the dog for you, train the dog for you, send it to school, the whole bit, and then they send it home with you when you're ready for it. I don't think I'll have $12,000 dogs at all, but I do have healthy ones already. And so they could be up to 5,000. I just don't know if the health testing is perfect. 3,000 sounds like a good number, but it's just going to depend. If I have another litter of puppies that are as quality, 100% from the male and my females, yeah, they'll be a little more expensive, but look what you'll get. So I think that's kind of not a clear answer on the other end of it, but that's what I wanted to tell you. This is why these doodles are so expensive. Mine are golden doodles, though. And so that's all I know about it. At some point, I will make a video about service dog training and how you can even do your own from an online source. You can hire a trainer or just a dog trainer generally. But today's video is about how much do golden doodles cost generally. So you're going to $500 for a poor little dog that's born into a poor family that cannot afford to raise it and sell it, up to rich people's prices. So that's all I know. This video is a lot longer than I wanted it to be. And if you're still on here watching, thank you so much. I tell you guys, you're just a blessing to me. You leave comments and they're good. And you click like, and I'm getting new subscribers, every day. And if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, please hit the subscribe button and help me out on my algorithm. This is all a part of, if somebody might ever want one of my puppies, I wanted them to be able to watch my girls grow up and watch everything I did for them, watch their milestones, see what kind of food they eat, which is Hill's Science Diet so far. Purina Pro Plan would be also a good one, but that's getting hard to get. So anyway, I got to stop. I'll just keep talking about doodles. But thank you again for watching. And I hope somebody else, besides the 5 people that are already wanting to talk to me about puppies, still want them in November of 2023. Be blessed. Thanks for watching.